Alright guys, so Master League Season 2 begins in 20 hours. So the cool thing about the update, they actually allow us to kind of go ahead and prep up our teams. So that's what we're going to be doing. So we're just going to be showcasing off kind of like a few teams ideas that I kind of cooked up. So this team, honestly, I don't know if I want to play it again for the third season in a row, but maybe this team can still deliver, I want to say. Because ultimately, depending on how it goes once we get over the 150,000 point threshold, where it becomes like literally like a well fest. I might actually go for like a slower mobility team, and we'll just start cooking the enemies with like this set of like triple supports or even quadruple support. I think this team may work. So this is just another team idea. If you guys are wondering, I think it might work potentially. But let's actually start things off with something a little bit more free to play friendly. So I think when I do the video tomorrow, I might just go for this team to begin with. This team actually fits into pretty much every budget possible. And if you don't have the UR supporter battleship for lightning fast, you can go for the SSR. It doesn't really make the biggest difference. If you can use anything that can make it all the way up to Master League, that's good. You don't really have to worry too much about that. If you are chasing a title, then unfortunately you are gonna have to put in some effort. You might have to use some limited stuff. I shouldn't say limited stuff, but some UR options. Then you guys should be good to go. This team is pretty solid. I did actually SP everything, not that I wanted to, as far as like the main cast, like this guy right here. Oh, this one is not even an SP, but this one should be hitting quite hard actually, because this is like the final form for the ultimate version of the Casper Gundam. So I would say this unit should be one of our stronger DPS option. I want to say, as far as 9 gear, I didn't max this unit out for the purpose for this particular Master League. I think it just I decided to max this out because I was trying to see if I can use it to beat the rival tags. What is it? Expert difficulty stage, but I still haven't done it yet. So it was for that specifically, but it turns out this unit to be a fairly good investment overall. So I'm not really complaining about that. So yeah, like I would say Red Gundam. The fact that I SP this unit back then was like, I wouldn't say it's a mistake, but I would say having too fast of a mobility for this unit specifically could potentially pose us a problem. So I feel like it's gonna come back and bite me. So this one has 15.8 cast spell with 14.7, 9 game with 15.4. So this one's gonna be our fastest unit to start things out. Not the most ideal in this situation, because if the enemy does have faster mobility and we go in between them, we're gonna get smoked. We have Queen Manza. So Queen Manza is going to be pretty dangerous. Just like last season, it was pretty annoying to deal with like the Psycho Gundam. Whatever. What's the other one? The O. So I think this time around, this is going to be like, if people SP this unit, I can guarantee you it's going to be the biggest problem out there. I can see it 1000%. Unfortunately, it does not allow me to see the stat in game of like actually. No, it does. It does actually show us that, but it does not show us like how it looks like in the 50% boosting. But this unit should be strong, and ideally, do we have? Oh, we don't have anything like any percentage stat like for the HP or defense that we can give it. So we can definitely juice that up, but that's fine. And then X Divider is just another decent option. Yeah, pretty good stats overall. So this is reduce mobility. Yeah, that's gonna be strong if we can pop that up. So that's good. Yeah, so that's gonna be one of the teams, and the other one, it is just gonna be a Mobile Suit Gundam. This team, I would say, continuously gets buffed it, so it's not bad. This unit was pretty much used last season, GPO 0, right? Yeah. So this unit is going to be pretty nasty again. Increased HP, increased evasion, If enemy does not have any yeah, if the enemy does not use any units with like EX weapons, then you can pretty much safe to say you can dodge them. So it's pretty nice right there. Other than that, it's still going to be cast spell, so you just kind of have to pick your poison depending on your options. But cast, like if you want to center around cast spell Gundam, I don't think it's a bad option at all. Like this team rocks with using cast spell. It's not bad. And RX obviously just for the sheer HP and takiness, it's gonna be rock solid. Nothing to complain about right there. But if we want to head into some other team options, I would prefer, if we are making a team, filter everything by let me see how to actually do this better, but I'll try to filter everything that is by, let's see, lightning fast first, because that is going to alleviate any problem if we do it this way. And then we can do pro tag, so we can go with that. This way we can start picking our supporter ship first. We can use one-shot killer. Let's see what kind of option it gives us. So there's actually plenty already. Yeah, and the one that has the arrows, obviously they are gonna get the extra boosting. So if we are actually going with lightning, or sorry, the one-shot killer, we do have a lot of decent options. Like even the free-to-play aspect of things. Wow, this guy works in there as well. But I mean, you wouldn't really use it, right? So this guy's not gonna be in there. Like, oh, we can use aerials. This. Any defensive option that we can potentially use in here? We can use this guy then. Any other one that we can use actually? Not really. For defensive option, it is a little bit weak for this team, so we might just have to bring you, because you're still at least getting the 50% and decent. No, we do have the defensive option, so I think we'll go with one defensive option, and then we will use this. So this thing should be pretty solid. We use, whoop, it's not armor array. We gotta use Kira, and then we can do this. Escanum, we can use Asana, and for you, we can use Mikasuki. Yeah, this will be a pretty good team actually. Okay, hold up, wait a minute. Yeah, this team would cook. So this is another team option for you guys if you guys are about the one-shot killer tag team. Yeah, this is gonna work, so I might save it. Let's overwrite that. So we have that. And then the other big team that you guys are probably wondering, the Newtype machine team. Let's see how this actually works, because again, the biggest problem with this team actually is we don't have any defensive option. Like legit, we don't have any. So all we have is like supporter and actual DPS unit. Like where's my support? Oh, high need. We can use this guy right here, but I haven't built him up, so we might just have to toss him in and just pray we can survive. But for this team, we can just do this. Probably Lacine right there, and then we'll just have to use this guy right here. So for this team, we'll just do that. Depending on the situation, we might either use Camille or we might just use like a supporter pilot, so we can get all the stat possible. Because like ultimately, I don't think we need a lot of individual DPS unit. I feel like having one strong DPS option and maybe like 2 supporters, that is like the best run possible out there. That's what I'm thinking actually. So we might go with this, and then we'll put Lacina front, and then like this right here, and then we might just do new F5. So the formation being 1-3-5 or 1-2-4. Depending on the range, so we can, like the best possible one actually is put this guy as a support. You know why? Because this guy, no, maybe not. I think this should be fine. Because this guy, if the AI is good enough, it would give us max MP to begin with, and we have 6 range, and that is gonna be nasty. 6 range from the back, so ideally this should be 5, and then as a support we will do this. So if the enemy does attack on slot 3, we can go support and attack, or vice versa. So I mean that could work. So this is probably the team that I'm gonna be pushing with in the harder content. Like once we get up to like 150k plus, I might start pushing with this team, but I might not. It depends. But this is another decent option. But I'm gonna see if I can try to find like another solid free to play option team. In that case, we will just have to do development and others. So with this setup, let's pick a good battleship that we can use. One that's more accessible. Can we just do like protagonist? Let's try that out. For example, like what can we use? I mean, pretty much a lot that we have already covered. That's the thing. Well, that's actually a lot more down here, right? There's actually a little bit more option now that we scroll down if we are using protagonist specifically. But again, if you are centering around Casper Gundam, I mean that's pretty much all you need. The other one are just DPS option that if you don't have Casper maxed out, then you will use it. But I mean, other than that, I don't see any other options that I feel like are where I feel confident about. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. So I think once tomorrow starts, we can definitely. I think I'll start showcasing off once we get into like diamond, right? Or yeah. So diamonds. Once we hit diamonds, I think at that point I'm gonna start recording and then show you guys like the history. Yeah, we actually made it all the way through with this team. So I'm not BSing you guys or like, oh, I used to like a different team prior to that. So we can definitely do that. So I don't think it's gonna be as hard if it's like the same thing as last time around. The main goal is just to get to master leagues with like a good free to play team, and then I think everyone is pretty solid at that point. But other than that, that's gonna be pretty much it. And then starting tomorrow, we are gonna start pumping out some master leagues season 2 video, and we'll see. We'll definitely see how fast we can hit up to 200,000 points, but it's probably gonna take me a few resets to actually get to that. I can definitely smell it, because I think in last time around it took me all the way to the last day to refresh like newer enemy with higher combat power, so we can start pressing through essentially. But other than that, that's gonna be it for me, and I will be catching you guys on the next one.